This presentation has been put together to give you some information about the engineering courses, starting with a bit of an overview. So there are 3 separate engineering qualifications that the learners complete. There's Engineering Principles, which is J840, this one here. There's Engineering Design, J841, and Engineering Manufacture, J842. And as you can see, each qualification is made up of an exam and then 3 units of coursework. The Principles one is based on JCB, the Engineering Design is the Rolls-Royce work, and the Engineering Manufacture is Toyota. So the JCB and Rolls-Royce coursework was started in Year 10, and at the start of Year 11 we're focusing on the Toyota coursework, with some time put aside after the February half term to go back and review and improve any work that was done in the previous year. For each unit of coursework and for the exam, there's a maximum of 60 marks available. The full qualification is 1 examined unit and the 3 units of coursework, so the total qualification is a possible 240 marks, and the grade boundaries here are showing the equivalent qualification grades. So there's 3 units of coursework to complete that they're working on for manufacture in Year 11. The first one is to produce an aluminium fuel rail spacer on a manual lathe, and they write up the production plan, the risk assessment and the quality control that goes with that. Then for the second unit, it's producing a wax fuel spacer on a CNC lathe, again with a storyboard, risk assessment and production plan, with a bit of quality control at the end, comparing the wax and the aluminium. And the final unit is quality control processes in a bit more detail and lean manufacturing principles. The groups will complete these coursework tasks in different orders depending on which groups are in the workshops at different times in the year. All the coursework tasks are posted on Google Classroom, so for more information on what's being covered for your learner, that's the first place to have a look. So when the learners log into Google Classroom, if they go to their class for this year, 2020, and they look at their EG Engineering class, they can go to classwork and see a list of all the tasks that have been set so far, what dates they're due, and if they click into a task, they can see if they have already submitted the work or if it is missing and still to be submitted. If learners have missed a piece of work, there will be PowerPoints and information, instructions or videos attached to the instructions to the task to help the learners to catch up. So the first step is to make sure that they're hitting their deadlines, completing the tasks on time and getting them handed in. Some key dates for you looking a bit towards the future. First of all, the R105 Engineering Design exam will be a calculated grade, as the learners were all entered for this at the end of Year 10 and would have sat it had there not been the school closures then. So that one will be calculated and the learners will not need to sit that exam. R109, the Engineering Manufacturing exam, they are due to sit in January. So it's Tuesday the 12th of January in the afternoon is their manufacturing exam. If learners do really well in that exam and prepare themselves as best they can, they will not need to resit it then in the summer. We get the marks from that exam in March, which we can add onto the coursework marks to give us an idea of their final grade overall. All those coursework grades need to be in at the start of May for all the units, and then in June they will be able to sit their Engineering Principles exam and possibly, if needed, resit their Engineering Design or Engineering Manufacture exams. So for that manufacturing exam that's coming up in January, there are 4 outcomes that learners need to know, and we've been doing lots of revision with them to move them from the novice stage through deliberate practice, independent practice and into the expert stage. The goal being that when they go into their exam, they're really confident and really comfortable and can do their very best to get the best grades that they can. So the first outcome is knowing about properties and uses of materials. So as a novice stage, we're looking at, can you list different types of materials, and then practicing matching different materials to different products and the properties those materials have that make them experts. Okay, giving those reasons why we choose different materials. For learning outcome 2, it's looking at engineering processes. So it's identifying a range of processes used in the workshop, not just being able to carry them out, but being able to name the parts and name the tools that are used, put processes in a sensible order, and be able to describe different processes like drilling or lathe work, knowing the parts of the lathe, being able to label all of the different machines. Learning outcome 3 is looking at developments in engineering, so looking at using CNC and using computers and CAD/CAM and the different machines that are used that are developed processes. That has been covered in their coursework and some of their coursework tasks where we've been studying different processes and studying different CNC. So the novice stage there is identifying different CNC machines. And in terms of moving towards the expert stage, it's really learning outcome 4, understanding the impact that those modern technologies have in engineering. So what impact it has on finances, the impact it might have on the workforce, the impact it could have on productivity, and things like that. So how you can help your learners to revise and be prepared for their exams. There is a link at the bottom of this page that will take you to the exam board's website. From here you can download the course specification, which lists exactly what the learners need to know for their exam. It looks like this image here. There's also a range of past papers and mark schemes to practice, and you'll find those on the exam board website as well. We will be practicing some in lessons, but the more practice they can have, the more times they check what kind of questions they're being asked, what kind of information they need to know, is going to help prepare them. And there's also a revision guide that we've prepared, and that will be posted on their Google Classroom. That's got lots of different examples, lots of little bits for them to have a go at and just keep on practicing so that that knowledge becomes embedded. If you've got any more questions at the moment and you'd like to contact us, you can see our details here. Please do contact with any questions you've got and we'll do everything we can to help. Thank you.